Hey guys, this video is going to be a first impressions video on this MAC shade NC47. Yes, this is a shade in between NC45 and NC50. I've always had the dilemma that most of us had. NC47 seems to me to be a perfect shade. It's an in-between color, and yeah, so this is how I am applying it, just using my beauty blender. I did already prep and prime my face. I did correct my dark circles and any hyperpigmentation on my face with the MAC Prep and Prime in Peach Luster, what I always do regardless of any foundation that I'm wearing. So I'm just going ahead and keep blending with the beauty blender, and I will say it's been a long time since I've used MAC foundation, and it is a very nice coverage. I really do like the coverage. A little goes a long way. And also I noticed that it takes a lot of effort to kind of blend it out. I'm not sure if it's because my skin is kind of dry, so that's just what I noticed, that it took a lot of time for me to blend out this foundation. But I love the way it looks on my skin. It really doesn't look dry on me. Even if my skin is dry, it does look very nice and glowy and even, and I like the way it dries down. It dries down to a demi matte. It actually looks like you've applied powder, and it looks airbrushed when it dries down, and that's something that I really like. So right now I'm just applying the concealer, and I'm using NC45 and the MAC Prolonger collection concealers, and a little goes a long way, so that's why you saw my face make that little because I put too much on that one side. I was going to try to do one at a time, but you know, things happen. So I'm going to go ahead and use that same concealer on my eyelids, and then go ahead and blend it out with my beauty blender underneath my eyes. And literally a little does go a long way. As you can see, guys, I am trying to blend out all of that concealer underneath my eyes, and hopefully it doesn't look too cakey, but this concealer is good for that. It doesn't look cakey, and it really does last. The name does coincide with the product, so I really like this. And as you can see, I'm just going to keep on blending, just trying to make sure that everywhere is coated evenly. So guys, a little bit of how I am feeling about this foundation so far. I really like the way it looks and feels on my face. I was expecting it to look a little bit cakey because I had a bad impression of MAC cosmetics or MAC foundations before, but I really like the way it looks. And I'm so happy that they came out with this shade NC47 for us girls that are in between NC45 and NC50. It is about time. I am so grateful. And I'm going to go ahead and set my face. I'm using the MAC Mineralize Skin Finish in the shade Dark. Just going ahead, setting everywhere that I did my foundation, nothing special. Not trying to really apply it underneath my eyes. I might dust a little bit on there, but not setting my eyes with that. I'm going to go ahead, as you can see, I'm setting my eyes with the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. And the trick to me, I found out to setting my eyes, is I can't bake because my skin is too dry. It just looks too crepey and cakey and aged, and I don't like it. So I just apply a little bit to a wet beauty blender, and I just pat it into my skin very gently. I'm not applying a lot, just a little bit at a time, and I find that that sets my under eyes very nicely, and it doesn't look dry, it doesn't look cakey, it just looks very natural, and it actually works as setting my eyes. And I'm going ahead on top of my eyelids with a little bit more than I use on my under eyelids, because my eyelids are the only place that I am oily. My whole face is dry, but for some reason my eyelids are very oily, so I apply a lot more powder to my eyelids to set them than my under eyes. So just going in with a little bit more translucent setting powder, and this one is actually the medium deep version of the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. So now I'm using this MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Quad. I believe it's in the shade Sunny Days, and I love this quad. I use it to highlight, I use it to correct, I use it to contour. It is just beautiful. I absolutely love it. I wish I can buy these shades individually so I could have a bigger pan of each, but unfortunately I don't know what shades these are in single versions, or if they even sell them in single versions. But as you can see, it does create a nice natural highlight. I'm using that dark shade to contour, and then I'm going ahead and actually using the same shade I use for my nose to set some more underneath my eyes. And I don't know if you guys can tell the difference, but it really makes you look like you're glowing. It's kind of reminiscent to the Hourglass powders. I don't believe, I think the shades are the ambient powders in the Hourglass, but this quad I feel like is more geared for women of color because it just works and it doesn't look ashy, and you just look like you're naturally beautifully glowing, and I really like that. I don't like over exaggerating highlights. I mean, highlights I be seeing on Instagram be on fleek, but unfortunately on me, I just don't feel like it reads well. But I just like the way this looks right here. And I'm going in with another MAC Mineralize Skin Finish, and this is in the shade Perfectly Lit, and I'm actually going to use this as a blush because I'm just going for a natural flushed glowy look. I am not doing anything today, just want to test out this foundation, so I'm going to go ahead and use this just to lightly give my face some color. Then I went ahead and applied my lashes and applying a little bit of mascara underneath my eyes. And these lashes are literally my favorite lashes ever. They're so natural, you can wear them anywhere, and I'll have the description box below with the information. Now, setting my face with the MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus. This one is the I believe it's limited edition. I hope they make it permanent, but this is the coconut scented one. Overall, I really like the way this looks on me. I would definitely be rocking this again. It really lasted all day on my face. I didn't have to keep on setting it. Foundation would work well with dry skin. So that is it, and that's my thoughts. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.